train up that child when he young. They say from when you from 0 or whatever months they able to comprehend stuff till they 5 years old. That's what they ain't gonna forget. And I see that's true with my oldest son. It was mostly around me as a youngster from up until about 4 or 5 years old, and I see how he is now. He conduct himself modestly. He real reserved, and to be 12 years old, like what 12-year-old carry themselves like, a distinguished young man. He ain't loud and rowdy, and you know what I'm saying? Like I could see a lot of the things that I put in him and instilled in him in his behavior now, and I see with children who haven't had that instruction, it's like they all over the place, They don't know right from wrong, It's easy for them to get into stuff because they don't have no conscience about this wrong and that's wrong. It's just what they going wherever environment they're around. They don't have no integrity for real because they haven't been taught what's right and wrong. Being ignorant, people think that ignorance is bliss, but ignorance will get you in shit that's really hard to come out if you able to come out at all. There's a lot of people who wasn't instructed and they got into some shit and now they behind the wall for hella years. Like they ain't getting out of that easy. It does your child a disservice to try to break that community, that bond and that relationship with the father. If he's when you got a good father, regardless of what y'all differences is. If he a good man, he gonna teach his son right, and that's what it's about. Women be too emotional or whatever, and they let that damage their child. You're not gonna go nowhere and be the only one somebody dealing with. That's what it mostly be about, But you gotta. And on the other hand, look at the people who are taught bullshit and abominations and poor diets and, you know what I'm saying, promiscuous and all that degenerate shit. They ain't deported from it when they got older. They just got worse and waxed worse and worse. So these scriptures is what we go to this is the blueprint on how Israelites supposed to operate and conduct themselves, and this is what separates us from these heathen fucks. And that's why they mad, because we the favorite, man. We the Lord's favorite, man. Even in our fucked upness, even in our low estate, man, we still shine brighter than these heathens, man. So they'll do anything to keep you, your children, in darkness, man. And all the Lord wants you to do is admit your fault, and whatever level that may be, man, admit your fault to Him, man, and repent sincerely and change your ways. And he'll make things happen for you to show you like that he with that. I see you. It ain't about just lying and hiding and being prideful, because He gonna smash you with that. You don't stand a chance against the Most High with that. That's a quick way to get. There's plenty scriptures and events and records of prideful people being brought down low and dying like a damn dog. Or being bugged out completely out their mind.
Appreciate it. Ecclesiastes 30:1, and it reads, "He that loveth his son caused him oft to feel the bride, that he may have joy of him in the end."
Exactly. That's why you got to keep that father in the picture, man. Because he gonna cause them boys and them girls to often feel the ride, man. That he may have joy of them in the end, man.
That's right.
Not beat them out of abuse, but just beat them because you love them. Correct them.
Right.
The rod of correction.
You see a lot of women, man. They have been here too long, man. You know, back in the days, our aunties, grandmas, moms, they ain't hesitating to whoop that ass. But now it's all about, oh, that didn't deserve, or oh, nah, and just slack on that on the ride, man. And then wonder why the children turn on them when they get older. They cussing them out. They doing all these things. But we grew up in a different time where you get your ass kicked from grandma's house to auntie house to whoever heard about it want a piece.
And you fear you fear the father's whoopings more than anybody.
Con. And that
You
teaches
fear that
you
beat down
respect.
from that father more than anything, man.
And shit,
You ain't got that father. I used to laugh at my mama trying to whoop me. Shit, that don't hurt.
Right.
Go ahead,
You said,
Yeah.
I got a precept back.
Back in Sirach 30:2, he that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
That's right.
He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, man. So if you teach your son, they'll probably be like brothers up here. You know what I'm saying? Grieving the enemy. Living righteous, that's grieving Esau, bro. Because Esau can't make a killing off of you. Esau can't look up on your nakedness and see all these niggas fucked up and laugh and mock at you. Because when you teaching your son, you gonna teach your son the truth. The truth is Esau's kryptonite. That's grievous.
Yep. If I may add, now do you see why it's not a coincidence that so many fathers are locked up or not in the home? He created a system of welfare to where you don't have to listen to the man. You can come and listen to me. But what that do? That remove the father so he can't teach the son so that he can school, the pipeline, prison pipeline thing can keep making their money. Like you said, making billions off of this. Because the man ain't there to teach his son, and that fucks them up, man. That fucks Esau up, man. When he see your child being productive and well mannered, respectful, fearing the Lord.
Because it's a threat to him.
It's a threat to him.
His society.
Esau want that disorder so he can have free range to kill your kids.
Because that's how he.
Because when they out here acting like wild animals, he can gun them down.
Yeah, he prosper off of chaos and dysfunction. That's his arena.
Masked up disaster.
It says, verse 4, though his father died, yet he as though he were not dead. For he hath left one behind him that is like himself. While he liveth, he saw it and rejoiced in him.
I'm going to use the apostles for a prime example. Hey, they planted the seed of the truth in us, but if they perish, because they could, something could happen. Lord forbid. But guess what? He left what?
It says, but he hath left one behind that is like himself.
You still got the other men of the Lord, the younger brothers. If something ever, Lord forbid, if something ever happened. I'm just using it as an example. That's why Esau don't want this truth out there. He don't want us teaching our sons, man. Because now you got more little Avengers, man. You got little mighty Jakes, man.
But to say he don't want you putting the rod on him because that's gonna start the process driving that foolishness out of him.
Esau make it illegal for you to beat your kids. Esau make it to where your kids can call the police on you or a hotline. Yeah, Esau can call that child abuse hotline on you, man. Just because you're trying to correct your child. Slocky, I ain't meant to say Esau. Your kids can call the child abuse hotline on you, man. That Esau set up just because you're trying to correct them. That's the devil at work. Why would you set up a hotline like that, bro? And then Esau put your kids up for adoption after you have them in the home for a while. But who gonna come and adopt them? The booty warriors, man.
6. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies. and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his sons shall bind up his wound, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry.
I really don't want to use this carnal example, but I use it because ultimately it's Jacob versus Esau. Jacob putting some foot in Esau's ass. You look at Hannibal. His father trained up him the way that he should go, even though they was in wickedness, they was worshiping Baal. But he made his son swear that he'd hate the Romans and destroy the Romans, man. He said he made him swear, you know? And guess what? After his father died, his son did almost just that. He brought Rome to their knees, you know?
Yeah,
he put a great slaughter to the people.
Whooping their ass.
And the only way Esau finally beat him, Esau started using his own tactics against him.
Yeah, shit. Hey, when you watch the documentary, I watched it. He damn near won every battle. He won like 90% of the battles. But hey, at the end, you know, the Lord wasn't with him.
Yeah, Jake wasn't sending no more reinforcements and shit. Yeah, so
He was whooping you. You might see ass. Like,
he was
real.
fucking y'all up, boy.
Y'all lost damn near every battle.
Now imagine if the Lord was with that man. He would have annihilated Rome, period. He freed his people.
You doing load up?
A little bit more. 8. It says, and a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself be willful. So that's it.
Horse not broken, becoming bush, man. Exactly, a child left himself. When you got sons and you ain't in the picture, that's a child left himself, even though their mama is there. Because that mama can't raise that boy to be a man.
Right.
She don't know how.
And like a lot of those kids that's been like that, a lot of them growing up thinking that they know every goddamn thing. And like you can't tell them shit because they already think that they got in their mind how something is, so they didn't have a father to correct them and to humble them. So yeah, a lot of those people, they don't have friends, socially awkward, all that.
Yep.
They don't even know how to function. They don't know how to talk to people, nothing.
Yep.
They a terrible human being.
Go to the hood, you'll see a bunch of little nigglets, children left to themselves that became hard-headed, man, headstrong, hard-headed. You know? And what the hood known for? Murder. Murders, and etc., man. We all know. Yeah. So you got something?
Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 22, and verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. You know, and Esau got it to where you can't put that rod down. They can, you know, and you know, and now at this point you can see why all this stuff is set up, man, to make chaos flourish, man. You know, to make Israel constantly be off, man, because we are people of rules and regulations, guidelines, statutes, commandments, man. And whenever we ain't operating in that manner, it's a breeding ground for fuckery, man, and abominations. You know? And this ain't done, this is not done by coincidence, man. This is meticulous. This is on purpose, you know? Still seeking how he can destroy Jacob, man. Yeah, that's you.
Proverbs 13 to verse 24. And it says, let's start at verse 22, go to verse 24. And it says, a good man leaveth inheritance.
What?
Let me hear what it says.
Can you go on with that cigarette?
You in our space,
Yeah,
please.
but I can go on with my cigarette, but God didn't want us to go on with our...
You right?
God didn't like ugly. God don't like ugly.
No.
God never likes ugly. God never puts down any of our disciples.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. And put that on your damn camera.
Go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead.
And it says,
And
good man.
says that he's a bitch.
Go ahead, go
He
ahead.
don't give a fuck about God. Because if he gave a fuck about God, he'd listen to every woman that ever
You can read all
was.
her.
Man leaveth his
La, la,
inheritance
la, la,
to his
la, la, la.
children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for just. Much
Yeah,
for food
like a
is the
bitch.
tillage of the poor, but there is that it is destroyed for want of this judgment. He that spareth his rod hated his son, but he that loveth him chasteth him be in time.
I don't speak on it, man.
Fucking bitch. But anyways, you know.
Hey, it's lock it. Just say no, man. Like the commercial say. Just say no to drugs,
God,
man.
like, hey,
Move, they got, boy, you done went, boy, big time, boy.
Go ahead.
Say no to drugs.
There's all
You
kinds of
know-
spirits out here, bro.
You know, if you spare the ride on your child, man,
Niggas be talking to, man. Demons.
you spare the
Like-
ride on your child, man, you basically hate him, man. You know?
Yeah.
You supposed to beat your child when he go off, man, and that's why you got a lot of these damn delinquents and these damn demons running around, because a lot of these fathers don't like to step up and don't want to whoop their kids, man, because they keep going with Esau's norm of if you whoop your kids, it's abuse, which is bullshit, man.
when that first came out, my son probably was like 2 or 3, and like he just heard me talking to his mama or whatever. But he feel he could cuss her, and all that. I'm like, hold on, set him down, like son, I love you, sorry, I don't know because you're doing something that's wrong. But so I had to get on him, spank his little butt or whatever, and my son ain't never. When he around me, he like to the T. You'll never think he be on shit. But I'll check his phone. I'll investigate. See what he into. And I know he my son. So but it just show that when you get him early, you gonna have less problems, and you gonna have to get on them less when they get older, because he already know. And boys, they naturally don't like upsetting or disappointing their fathers.
Yeah.
Especially when your father telling you right.